Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another bonus episode of Kimbology. Hi, everyone. So, I decided to just do a little bit of a podcast. Right now, I'm in Arizona, Sedona. This place is fucking gorgeous, beautiful. If you haven't been to Sedona, definitely put it on your bucket list. I just wanted to chat a little bit. Right now, I'm just sitting outside. Me and my partner got this really beautiful villa that's in Sedona. It's about a 2-hour drive we flew into Phoenix. So it's like a 2-hour drive to get to Sedona from Phoenix. So we arrived here and our room is litty titty. We have our own entrance to the room. It has a bathtub, a jacuzzi bathtub in there, a shower. The shower has 3 different heads because that's fucking necessary. It's so unnecessary. Some rich people shit, honestly. And the bed is so comfortable. The TV's enormous. But the only reason we were able to do this is because T-Mobile Tuesdays, I don't know if you guys know about, if you have T-Mobile, T-Mobile Tuesdays, every Tuesday they have like deals. And you go on to, it's like an app. So you just download the app. And then if you go on there, there's just like a bunch of like deals that they have every week, every Tuesday. And there were like hotel deals. And this one was on it. So we saved like 40% on this hotel. So it was like a great deal. And it's our 2-year anniversary. So we're here. We decided to go. And I kind of wanted to chat with you guys about my experience so far, our experience with flying too, especially during COVID. I bet some of you were very curious about how that went. I wanted to chat about it. This is just a shoot the shit episode. I just wanted to get on the mic and just start recording. We brought the mic out here because we thought it might be cute to just do like a remote on the go episode. So it's not soundproof. You might hear dogs barking, fucking, cars honking. I don't know. We're right next to the office, so there might be talking in the background. So I apologize, or there might be a pig wanking. So yeah, so when we first got in here, there were fucking wild boar that were like right outside our fucking door. So I don't know if you guys follow me on social media, but I posted it. Crazy shit. I was in the shower. My partner was like, "Bitch, there are fucking wild boar outside." I was like, "What?" So then we went out there. Or he videotaped it and he like showed me it. And I was like, wow. So yeah, they were like spiny and like, it was kind of cool, but like too close for comfort. So now I'm just like terrified that when I'm sleeping, a fucking wild boar is just going to come up in the villa and just, get in bed and sleep with me. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, it's very like outdoorsy, hippie out here. So if you guys are into that shit, definitely come out here. But I'm going to talk more about that in a sec. But I wanted to talk about the flight situation. So we did end up flying to Arizona. A couple months back, me and my partner, we actually drove to Denver, Colorado, because this was kind of like more in the time of uncertainty and we wanted to be safe. And so we decided to drive 15 hours from Chicago to Denver. And then we did another 6 hours. And we stayed in this cute little mountain town called Ouray. Which is right outside Telluride. I don't know if you guys are into like, what is it, skiing? Yeah, that type of shit. They do that shit there. So it's one of those little small mountain skiing towns. I don't fucking know. But yeah. So this time around, we were like, we did our research and been hearing people, that podcasters I listen to. Shout out to Jaden XD. Like one of my favorite podcasts. The Read, of course, the birthplace of like Black podcasting in general, and one of the first ones to do it, honestly, after like Joe Rogan. But they're a huge inspiration to me. Love Kid Fury, love Crystals, and yeah, really love Around the Way Curls and Getting Grown. Pretty much all the like Super Friends podcasts I listen to. But anyways, XD said that he moved to like LA. He's one of the hosts on Jaden XD, and he was explaining how like on the airplane, it was like the best experience he's had on airplanes so far. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it was actually like way better flying during COVID than normal. So I was like, And then I had one of my good girlfriends, shout out to Elaine. She went to Colorado and she flew, and I was like, and she's a nurse, and I was like, girl, like, tell me, like, what do you think? She's like, girl, like, I'm a nurse. I'm around this shit all the time. I have my TB mask. We'll be fine, you know? So I'm like, you know what? Me and my partner's anniversary is coming up. So we were like, all right, for our second year anniversary, fuck it, you know? Let's just use some miles and fly to Arizona. Like, we literally wanted to go to Arizona. We originally wanted to drive. That was the original plan. Instead of going to Denver, we wanted to see if we can make it to, Sedona. But it was like, driving to Denver was like 15 hours. And then it was another fucking 10 hours to get to like Sedona. And I was like, bitch. Like, if you guys don't road trip, or if you've not experienced it, it's like, I thought it would be like, I love to drive. Like, I'm a big driver. Like, I love to be in my car and drive. Like, but damn, fucking like 7 hours straight. That's tough, you know? So I didn't want to add another 10 hours to the flight. And I was like, you know what? Or to the trip. So I was like, you know what? Fuck that shit. Let's just stay in Denver. We went to Ouray, had the best time. Super, super cute city. And then this time we're like, let's just fly. So the flight. First of all, you check in like you normally do, whatever. I was kind of concerned with, you know, right now I just wasn't certain if it was going to be busy or not. Like, I thought it would be slower because I'm like, okay, people are probably still afraid to travel. But I did hear that more people are traveling now. So I'm like, So, you know, I had my brother, you know, drop us off at the airport. And then, you know, I just kind of like wanted to set aside time. That way we like, you know, if there was like new rules to like, I don't know, fucking, you know, go flying. I didn't know, you know. But yeah, it was way better than normal flying. Like, way better. See, there, you hear that airplane in the background? Hey, so I'm outside. But anyways, it was way better. It was way, way better. First things first, you know, you have to wear a mask the entire time you're in the airport and then the entire time you're on the flight. No excuses. You know, you keep your mask on. There were some, you know, usual suspects with, like, when we were in the airport that we were, like, after the gates that, like, I saw, like, was, like, not wearing or, like, pulling it down. Like, they said, like, if you're eating or, like, drinking, like, you don't have to wear it, but, like, be mindful, you know? But then there's always those, you know, those, like, fucking, like, rebels. Like, oh, I'm not gonna wear a mask. You know, it's like, fuck out of here. Like, just wear the fucking shit, you know? Like, it's so annoying. But anyways, get to the airport. They, you know, we didn't have bags to check. So, you know, that was great from there. And we already had our boarding passes and everything. I'm what do you call it? I have TSA pre-check. So I'm able to just like cut the line, but my partner doesn't. So, but it wasn't needed, honestly. Since we didn't check our bags, there were some lines to check bags. And it seems like they were doing some different procedures for checking bags. It was like they were at the kiosks, and I guess they were just doing this, like, I don't know, it was difficult. There's people like on the kiosk, like they were just like lined up and stuff. But it seems like they were doing that a little differently. I didn't really see what exactly was going on, because honestly, I was like, I don't got no bags to check. Fuck out of here. Let me just go to my gate, because we didn't want to be late. So we went past, did our usual, you know, go through the gate, you know, scan all your shit. They have a new procedure though. I flew United, by the way. So I flew United. Yeah, and they had this like different procedure where like they have the like bucket thing that catches like that you put all your stuff in. They had this like conveyor belt system that works so well. I mean, I don't know if that's new because of COVID or if that's just new in general, but it basically like pops out, you know, the bucket comes out, put all your shit in. There's one person there, and then it just it like goes on the conveyor belt, you know, itself. And then like at the end, it like you just put it in the spot, and it just keeps like, it's like a conveyor belt. It just like goes around and around and around, which works so much better. So I don't know if that's been a thing even before COVID. But whatever. I mean, I travel a lot, so I haven't seen it. So I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, it was pretty standard. You know, obviously they're not, you know, telling you to take your shoes off and, you know, take your laptop out, have it separate. So that didn't seem really much different. We got through the gate, and then, sorry, there's mosquitoes, and I'm trying not to get mosquito bites. I'm telling you, this is what I get for recording outside. Anyways, then we get through the gate. We get through TSA, I'm sorry, and then we go to our gate. And yeah, so basically what they're doing now, though, to basically, again, mosquitoes, I'm going to get eaten alive. So what they're doing different is that they're actually, I got one, guys. Fuck yeah. Got his ass. I got another one earlier. I'm getting eaten up, so I'm not going to be out here long. But anyways, so what they're doing different is they're seating people on the plane based off where you're at, like where your seat is, right? So if you were so they're seating the back of the plane first and then the front of the plane last, which makes perfect fucking sense, right? Because people that go in go to the back, and then it's like, you just seat, it's like, that makes sense. Like, go to the back first and then seat it all the way to the front. They were doing that instead of the whole, hey, I paid extra to sit down and wait the exact amount of time that everyone else is going to wait because the fucking plane can't go off anyways until we're all seated. So, okay, it just makes so much sense, So yeah, they seated the back first, and I was towards the back. I think we were like in 34C, like that row. So yeah, we got to go in, like, towards the beginning. They sat us. We sat down. Me and my partner had a row to ourselves. I was kind of strategic too when booking the seats, because I was like, I don't want anybody pulling some bullshit and sitting in the same row as us because COVID. So I definitely booked the aisle and the window, leaving the middle row empty. So if they did book it, they had to be in the middle, which is, come on, during COVID time, it's like, why would you pick that seat, So it worked. No one was sitting in our row. The plane was fairly busy. I would say that it was about maybe 70% capacity. I would say there were a couple rows that, like there was one guy, he was like sitting across from us. He had his dog and him, the cutest dog and the best behaved dog. That dog didn't make a damn peep the entire plane ride. It was this cute little Shih Tzu, super cute. And then, yeah, the woman left behind us, at first she didn't have anybody, but then I think once they figured out, like, there were certain rows that were, like, almost empty, they kind of decided to, like, space people out, right? So if you did happen to get a row where you didn't know the person next to you, they were like, okay, let's seat you with the row with nobody there, or with the one person that's at the window, and then you can be in the aisle. That way there's an empty seat. So they were trying to be mindful of that, which I appreciated. So yeah, that was great. The flight was normal. They seemed to be like waiving some of the stupid little fees that normally are there. Like normally if you fly United now, you have to pay extra for like DirecTV, all that bullshit. They had DirecTV free. So that was cool. Movies, local TV, sports, all that shit was free. And they gave you the headphones, and they even gave you like more. They made like a pre-packed bag with like a water bottle and our snacks and like a hand sanitizer. Oh, as soon as you got on the plane too, they handed you a hand sanitizer like right away. So a little packet. So that was cool. All the stewardess and flight attendants were wearing masks. Yeah, so we sat down. You can use a hand sanitizer and desanitize your whole seat. That was great. And then, yeah, so then like they were passing out those prepackaged, like everyone just got those, and that was nice. And that way they didn't have to like, do extra shit. They just like handed it to you. You didn't have to choose or anything, And then during the service with like, they do the normal like water, do you want water, coffee, do you want all that bullshit? But I've always been the type of person to not want my drink opened. Like whenever I go on the airplane and they ask me like, what would you like to drink? I always say, give me a can. I like sparkling water. Call me bougie, whatever. A girl loves it. So I love sparkling water. So I always ask for a can of seltzer or sparkling water. But I always ask for the can itself, and I don't ask for anything else. Like I don't ask for ice or a cup or for them to open it. It pisses me off when they open it because it's like I don't necessarily want to drink it at the time. I save it because you're always gonna need, when you're traveling, you're always gonna need a can of water, pop or whatever the fuck you choose for later. You know what I mean? Not at the time, because I always travel with a water bottle. I travel with a water bottle. Obviously, you have to have it dumped when you go through TSA. And then when I arrive inside of the airport, I fill it up with the water bottle, the water fountain that's in there. So I'm always ready to go with water. So I don't need them to pour me water or orange juice or coffee and all that shit. Just give me the can. I'll handle it from there. Okay. So I did my same thing. They had no problem with doing that. So that was normal. So yeah, flight was good. It was like a 3-hour, 15-minute flight, 3-hour, 20-minute, some 3.5 flight from Chicago to Phoenix. Your girl fell asleep for a little bit. It was great. You know, I watched The Office for a little bit and nodded off for a little bit. And then, yeah, it was great. Super fast. And then when we landed, this was the best part of the entire fucking trip on the flight, in my opinion. So, you know, when you get into the, when the flight lands and then you come in and you pull into the parking way where they're going to start to, connect to the, wow, I can't even think of the fucking name. Whatever. You've landed, you've arrived, and that's the moment when everybody wants to fucking stand up and get their bags and stand like assholes, while the people in the front of the plane obviously are going to get out first, right? No. Everyone stands up, is an asshole, tries to grab their bag first, and then stands there and then sits there and waits. So the captain, spoke up and was like, listen, we ain't with the shits, guys. All right, this is COVID time. We are going to sit our asses down and we are going to wait. He's like, I'm going to call certain rows. He's like, row 1 through 5 first, stand up, grab your things, disassemble from the plane. Then I will call the next row to stand up, grab your things, disassemble from the plane, and then go on and so forth. Awesome. I mean, it makes perfect sense, right? The fact that we don't even fucking do this in the first place boggles my mind, right? Everyone's an asshole. Everyone's in this fucking rat race world. We have to stand up and grab our bags first, even though you're gonna fucking wait there because you can't get off the plane until the people in front of you get off. So what the fuck are you in the rush for, right? Right. So they have executed that new procedure, which is fantastic. Fantastic. And for the most part, I would say 95% of people listened to the captain. They were always, there was that curmudgeonly old white man, Trump supporter, I'm sure, that also was really sketchy with his mask. I'll tell you that. And stood up, during the first row 1 through 5. He was like in row 20 or some shit. Stood up, got his bag from the thing, didn't care, didn't listen. I was like, you know what? Such the white privilege at its best, of course. Gag. So that was gross, but whatever. It's to be expected. And then, yeah, we got off the plane. Phoenix looks nice. Phoenix has a really nice airport. It's like clean, modern. The bathrooms were very clean, modern, and the bathrooms are great there. I always judge a place by their bathroom. But yeah, Phoenix is nice. I've never been to Phoenix before, so it was a nice airport. But it was quite empty. There wasn't many people there at all at that time. I flew in on a Saturday, though. So I flew into Phoenix on a Saturday. So, yeah, quite empty. It was quiet. So, yeah, from there, we wanted to rent a car because we never had plans to stay in Phoenix. We wanted to rent a car and immediately drive to Sedona. That was our plan. So, and that right there, we had to go find the rental place because we already had we already had a car that we already chose and everything like that, already ready for us to go. And they have to shuttle you there to the rental car area in Phoenix, which was fine. It was fine. Again, same white dude, old white man, refused to wear his mask on the bus, touching everything. I was just like, oh. There was the whole entire bus. There was it wasn't many. They were limiting the people per bus, 10 people per bus. But there was 2 white men that decided, oh, I'm not going to wear my mask. Everybody else had their mask on. I was like, it would be y'all. White privilege. Anyways, so we get off the bus. We find our rental. They upgraded us from like a little compact car to a Mazda SUV, which was the car I wanted to buy. This summer I bought a new car, and yeah, I was like debating whether I should do that or the car I have now, which is the new Kia Seltos. Dope. But the Mazda CX-9, which was also a nice car. There were some pluses and minuses, but whatever. Really nice, really spacious. And then, yeah, it was going to be another 2-hour drive to Sedona from there. We were starving, so we got some food. We stopped by a place called Postino. It was in the right across from the University of Arizona, I believe. Food was banging, really good. They had these they had this really dope it sounded super Caucasian, but it's vegan, but it was this cauliflower. But it was dope, like the way they seasoned it or whatever. She's like, honestly, I recommend this. She's like, honestly, I know what you're thinking. Cauliflower, weird, but people come here and they travel for this dish. So like, trust me, this shit was fire. I was like, bitch, give me the recipe. Anyways, scarfed that shit down so bad that I was like so fat and just like couldn't move afterwards. And we still have another 2-hour drive to our hotel. So yeah, that was fun. One thing, though, before I did that, I have an Illinois medical card. And in Arizona, weed is not recreational yet here. It's medical only. But I did some, Googles, and I was like, oh, I wonder if my Illinois medical card will work here. I wonder if I can get some weed over here. And then so I called a couple dispensaries, and then one dispensary was like, bitch, nah, we only take Arizona medical cards. So that sucked. But your girl had some, edibles and things like that with her, so it was okay. So yeah. So then we started our drive. It was actually really easy. It wasn't bad. The roads are pretty simple. The GPS does go in and out a lot, especially once you get to the mountain parts and the canyons and things like that. It was, sketchy. The internet goes in and out, the GPS goes in and out. But for the most part, super good. It wasn't gonna, we found our place, no problem. Yeah, Sedona's great. Get to Sedona, it's just picturesque. You walk out the door, there's fucking canyons and mountains, and it's just so beautiful here. It's just such a fucking beautiful city. Sedona itself, it's quaint. It's not that big, but there are different parts, smaller parts of it. Well, I don't know technically what this part is. This is West Sedona? West Sedona, I think? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But, our place is called what is it called? Sedona Casa Inn or something like that? Yeah, Sedona Casa Inn Sedona. And, yeah, we're in, one of the, we were staying in, the suite with, in this place. And it's, so cute. So cute. My partner does a really good job at picking hotels. He's the shit at that. So I always leave that up to him. And he did a great job. This place is beautiful. They have a cute, outdoor area. You can kind of sit. There's, little, benches you can swing. There's an outdoor jacuzzi, which is litty titty. And then, there's, a beautiful, backdrop. You can, it's right by the canyons. So that's, literally what you're, in the jacuzzi watching. It's really, really nice. The people here are super sweet. The food was great. The food's great. The hospitality here is amazing. I have no complaints. This place is awesome. We only planned to stay here 3 days because we were planning to, the main reason I wanted to come here was to go to Antelope Canyon. And that's a little further northwest of here, towards the Grand Canyon. So we were planning to maybe have it having to possibly move and stay overnight closer to the Antelope Canyon. But then we thought about it and we did the numbers and the math and shit, and it just didn't make sense to pack all our shit and move, especially when we are flying out of Phoenix. So, because it's another 3 hour or 3.5 hour drive from Sedona to the Grand Canyon or Antelope Canyon, that area. So yeah, we'll just have to drive and then drive back. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Because to have to drive that and then have another 2 hours to catch a flight, no, don't. That's too risky, So yeah, We are staying in Sedona the whole time. So yeah, we've been here 2 days. It feels like a month. Time here is like standing still. It's really eerie because, first of all, we're 2 hours ahead of Chicago. Yes, we're 2 hours ahead of Chicago. So right now, it is like 5:45 p.m. So it would be like 7:45 at home in Chicago. So we're kind of jet lagged, to be honest. Like right now, like everything feels later, even though it's earlier, but that's just because we're on Chicago time. So like we would get up, I'm like getting up super early. Like I'm like feeling like an early bird bitch, even though I'm not. I hate getting up early, hate it, except for travel. A bitch will get up early for travel. Today, I woke up at 4 a.m. because we went to a place called Devil's Bridge, and the hike there to get there. And they said, like, I researched a little bit, and they said they recommended to go like for sunrise to the Devil's Bridge, and you should go as early as possible because they said that if you wait maybe like till 9 or 10 o'clock, that there's a line to go on the bridge. And I was like, your girl's not doing that shit, especially during COVID. Fuck that shit. So really happy that we did that. Super happy that we did that because it ended up being really, really beautiful. We woke up at 4, drove. It wasn't far. It was about 18 minutes, about 20 minutes from our hotel. But it was pitch black. So your girl had like the headlight on or whatever. And you have to walk like up this cobblestone dirt road for like, I don't know, like a mile and a half at least. Maybe even more. No, it's probably like, it's like the total today we did a hike and it was 4 miles. And yeah, it was like 2 miles up, 2 miles back. And it was mostly that road. There is, towards the end of the trail, there is a part that gets kind of climby. It gets kind of difficult. You do have to do some climbing. It gets pretty steep. So I do warn you on that. If you normally hike, it's okay. It's a breeze. It's not for long that you have to do some climbing, but it's some shit. You know what I mean? Like you gotta there's like several steps up. You gotta do you have to use your hands. So if you're not a normal climber, or if you're not a normal hiker, I would maybe I don't know if that one's gonna be, for you. But I wouldn't call myself like an expert. I don't rock climb, but I do like to hike, and I have experienced a wide variety of trails. I would say that was like schmedium, like easy to schmedium. It was just a lot of walk. Honestly, the dirt road part going up to find that like mountain part to climb was a lot harder. It was like long, and there's lots of stones and cobblestone in the dirt road. So like walking, you're constantly like stepping on them and like fucking almost like tripping and shit. That part, if you do a tour here, they will drive you up that dirt road, so you don't have to walk it. So that's how they sell you the packages for the tours. But honestly, like most older people like will buy the package and then figure out that like they have to go up this fucking wall to get up to the Devil's Bridge, and they're like, bitch, I can't do that. Like I have a cane. The fuck, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's like it's not for the faint of heart. Let's just put it that way. But anyways, totally worth it. We got there, saw the sunrise, took our photos. We met this like older, dude was like in his like 70s, he said, but he's one of those old niggas that are just like, he was old. He was a white dude, but he was just one of these old dudes that just like wouldn't stop talking and like telling you about his life. And, but he was badass. Like he's been like hiking, like he's like, yeah, I hike like 200 miles a year or some shit like that. I was like, okay, go ahead. And he was a badass. I'll give him that, but he was like, yeah, he's like, he was like, he basically like made friends with us. So we would go and like, we would take pictures of him on the bridge. And, obviously he's like, I'll take pictures of you guys. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Granted, because when you're on the bridge itself, it's, you're not going to be able to take a photo of it. Like you have to, someone that's not on the bridge has to take a photo of you. So if you're by yourself, you will need to find someone to take a picture for you. It's not hard, but still. During COVID too, people are kind of being a little, touchy with that stuff, Some people wear masks when they hike. Some people don't, you know. But we there's always that hiker what is it called? Hiker, like letting them pass, like you're just like, okay, like, if it's a tight corner, if it's a tight climb, you wait, the person goes up or goes down, and then you go. Like, you're not going to, like, be on top of that person, okay? There's a hiker's courtesy, what they say, or whatever. So, yeah. So he took pictures of us, took pictures of him. But one of the cutest thing that happened, though, this morning was that this one guy was hiking with his girlfriend, and he ended up proposing to his girl. So, 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 so cute. It was cute because, like, it was really early, so there wasn't many people. Like, because, the people that really fuck with this lifestyle are going to, go with the crack of slavery to see this, sunrise and then do the bridge. But, so it was just him and his girl, and he, like, got down on one knee. Of course, that old white guy, like, offered to, like, take photos of them and shit. And, of course, when he got down on one knee, we all, like, gushed and, like, started taking videos and stuff for him, There was probably, like, 6 people there. It wasn't many people at all. And, yeah, he proposed. It was super cute. She was crying. And it was just them, just them in their hiking boots. And I was like, that's how you do it. You know what? You don't need us to be a spectacle. Like I always said, take me somewhere beautiful. I don't care. It could just be just us, But like hiking, like up a beautiful, like mountain, like that's fucking dope. I loved that, So yeah, that was cute. So we witnessed that. And then, yeah, we hiked the long way back. The way back was harder than the way up, honestly. Your girl was tired. But we also did some hiking yesterday. So yesterday we did Cathedral Rock. And that was another trail here in Sedona. There are several trails here, several. So you won't, you're not going to, and pretty much anywhere you go is like super beautiful. You're going to get a gorgeous photo wherever you go. But there's so this place is like really special because it's like super sacred. There's like an energy vortex, they call it here. And lots of monks and gypsies and spiritual people will come here and they'll meditate and they'll do energy readings here. And it's just on another level of like, it's just like, there's the high energy. It's like the only way they explain it is by being there, honestly. Because it's like something you can't explain. It's a feeling like you're there and it's a high energy place, right? So they call these different locations of the trail vortexes. And there are 4 vortexes here in Sedona. The one we did was Cathedral Rock Trail, and that was like they say that's the number 1 vortex, like the highest vortex, the highest energy vortex here. And when I tell you, you will feel it. Like you get to a point of the trail, of the hike, and you're standing on the top of this like canyon, and you just look around and you just like take in the beautiful, amazing scenery, and it's like, taking photos doesn't do it justice. Like, you have to be there to feel it, And I totally felt that shit. The only other time I felt it on that level that I thought of right away was when I went to Ayers Rock in Australia, in the outback, which is like Uluru, which is what the Aboriginals call it, the proper name. That place was, oh my God, like the energy there was like on another level. Like you go there and you just vibrate. It's fucking wild, right? So when we did Cathedral Rock yesterday, yeah, you go up there and you just kind of take it all in and you're like looking around and just like feel the energy. It's wild. It's great. So yeah, a lot of people meditate. They do yoga. I was like, I wish I had my yoga mat with me. I was like, it was a perfect spot to do yoga. Beautiful scenery. It was amazing. So that was awesome. That trail it was not super, super packed, but there was some people. So there was some, like, we had to, like, pull over to the side and let people walk up and down, because, it was getting congested. But it's very big. It's not, like, a small trail. Like, it's wide. So, like, there's some parts that get smaller, but for the most part, you're good. You don't need to go there a certain time or anything. You just go, But I will tell you, hiking in the summertime here in Arizona, it gets fucking hot. Like we did the trail today for Devil's Bridge. If we did that like at 9 or 10 o'clock, like I think I would have died. it was so hot by that time. So like we went during, it was dark, so it was like a little cooler. The sun wasn't out yet. So it was perfect. So I do recommend going. If you're going to do the Devil's Bridge, go get the fuck up early. Like, it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. Especially if you have to wait your turn later to take a photo on the bridge. Fuck that shit. Fuck that. So yeah, that was spectacular. Cathedral Rock Trail, that was really, really, really nice. So that was one of the vortexes. There's another place called Bell Rock Canyon. That's another vortex place. We're gonna possibly go there towards the end of our trip. And then there was Boynton Canyon is another one. You can Google this shit. It'll tell you. Just put in like vortex Sedona, Arizona, whatever. It'll pop up right away. Yeah, those are like the 4 major ones. If y'all really want to know, I could put them in the show notes later. But yeah, amazing. But we wanted to definitely check out the Cathedral Rock one because that was supposed to be the strongest. So yeah. But we really wanted to. My most important one to go see when I was here was Antelope Canyon. But today we were planning on going tomorrow to Antelope Canyon. So it's about 3 hours from here, right? Driving there. And if you don't know what that is, Google it. Fucking gorgeous. You're gonna be like, oh my god, yes, I've seen these photos on Instagram somewhere. Oh my god, I was wondering where this place was. It's a bucket list for me. It's closed. Yeah. So it's run by a Navajo reservation, and obviously with COVID, like they are being very, very they're being very touchy about being open and what to do and right. But of course, during this time, like I get it. Trust me, I fucking get it. But yeah, I actually talked to one of the nice receptionists, and she said that she called for me, and she called them and they said that they're closed until further notice. So, also Havasu Falls. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that one. That one's very popular. Havasu. That one is like, if you guys watched Beyonce's Black is King, which you guys fucking should. It's on Disney Plus. Do it. Fantastic. Her video for Spirit, the new song she did for The Lion King, she filmed at Havasu Falls. And it's got it's like the scene where she's like underneath that gorgeous waterfall. Like that's where she filmed it. It was here in Arizona. And she flew in. She just took a helicopter there. She didn't hike it or anything. But the hike is supposed to be like some shmoney. Like it's not, well, you have to pay, yes, to do it, but it's just supposed to be really hard. It's not easy to hike it. So you're supposed to like people plan like a year ahead for this trip to go to Havasu Falls. And they have like I believe this is what I was told, that the reservation only like allows a certain amount of permits for the year, and then they like announce them, or they issue them like in February of every year, and so you have to do it at that time, and if you don't do it, like they're gone, so you like can't even go the whole year. So they're very particular, they're very, very secluded. So I was like, they for sure are closed during this time, and of course they are. So Antelope Canyon is another, Native American reservation place, and they're right now not accepting visitors. So I was disappointed, but you know what? I understand. I respect it. I get it. I wouldn't want dirty people dirtying up my fucking reservation as well. So a reservation, place or whatever, but I get it. So I was a bit pressed, but I wasn't even holding a grudge, because I was like, you know what? I've already like seen a bunch of beautiful stuff here in Sedona already, and I've only been here 2 days. Feels like a week. Feels like a month. Shit. But it's just such a beautiful place. Like, you can't go wrong. There's plenty to do here. So I was like, okay, another time, Tomorrow we have plans to go drive and check out the Grand Canyon and the Wave, possibly. That's another beautiful place. It's called the Wave. It's actually technically, I think, in Utah. And that's like a 4-hour drive. But if you guys Google that or look it up on Instagram, I mean, Liddy, so beautiful. That's another bucket place of mine that I've been wanting to go. So I was like, oh, perfect. I can, do that instead. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. But we have quite a long day tomorrow because we have a lot of driving to do, and we want to catch the sunset at the Grand Canyon. So we have lots of driving to do. So today we got up early, did that hike, got some breakfast, and yeah, we just been chilling. And we just watched the 3rd episode of Lovecraft Country. If y'all haven't watched Lovecraft Country on HBO Max, get somebody's login and watch that shit, or pay for it. I mean, I get it, trust me. I have someone else's login, so I ain't gonna judge. But so good. It's like a mix between like Stranger Things and like, it's like Stranger Things, but like it's like a period piece because it's like back in like the 1960s, I believe. Don't quote me on this. I'm awful. But it's like during the whole segregation time with Black people, and so it's very triggering for my people. But it's real. It's something that happened and is happening still. In certain parts of the country. So. But it's like super like it's like a thriller horror, but it's giving me like Stranger Things, and it's got like fucking vampires and fucking ghosts and all sorts of fucking shit. And Journey Bell Smollett is killing it. She looks fantastic. She's so gorgeous. She's killing it with her acting. The main dude, I forgot what the fuck the main dude's his name. But he's killing it too. Like all the actors are dope. J.J. Abrams is the director, I believe, of this show. That's what we just saw today. We're like, oh, makes sense. And Jordan Peele is a part of it too. He's one of the executive producers. So it makes sense that this has got that racism, relief. It's racism. It's got all that racism infused and into this storyline, which is super triggering. But I love that Jordan Peele does that because, it's something that most producers and directors don't do, and it's very much a thing. So it's like, why be scared of it? Fucking do it, Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. So if you haven't watched it, definitely do that. We also have like a hot tub in our room, so we have been like, your bitch was in the hot tub earlier today for like an hour, just sitting and like baking. I also like fell asleep in it, and then we have a jacuzzi outside. And then we would go from there and just go outside and do the jacuzzi out there. So your girl is just pruny as fuck. My fingers stay on pruny. So, but it's so nice. But yeah, it's been really nice. Arizona is super, super special. A lot of people do weddings out here because it's so picturesque. A lot of people do their wedding photos and things. What else do they do out here? The shopping hasn't really been that great. I haven't really there's this cute little market. It's got this crazy name. I can't pronounce it. It starts with a T, and it's beautiful. It's like this little crafty little artsy section. But everything's super expensive. You gotta have that coin. And then it's cute. We walked around, got some gelato, did the little Caucasian thing. It was super cute. But yeah, that was cute. What else? Oh, we found this really cute, delicious place to eat called, I'm gonna Google it right the fuck now. We went there today. No, we went there actually yesterday. And I can't really say it right. It's like Taco Linza. Oh, I think that's it. Taco Linza. It's so cute. So basically, it's this cute little cafe. It's like a small family-run Mexican business, and they do bomb-ass food, but so cute. Literally, you walk in and it's like walking into somebody's kitchen, literally. So you're like, oh, okay, well, you're in somebody's living room and shit. And then there's this little girl that comes up to you. She's probably 9 years old, and she's like, hello. She's so professional. She's the best waitress I've ever had in my life. She was 9. She came up to me. She's like, for how many people? Would you guys be inside or outside? And I was like, outside. And she was so cute. She was so professional. She served us. She asked me. She's like, well, can I get you guys anything else? I'm like, you're so cute. She wore her mask the whole time. So cute. But on top of that, the food was bomb. So good. If you go there, get the taco supreme. Oh, sorry, the tamale supreme. amazing. Amazing. And it's so beautiful. They put all these like colors and like garnishes on that shit. But it was like everything was super flavorful, and it just was like everything was super flavorful. Just delicious. So definitely go there. The food was bomb. You're not going to be disappointed. We're going to go back for sure. We went today, but it was closed. It's Monday today, and a lot of these businesses are like, because this is like a, what do you call it? Like a getaway, a weekend getaway place or whatever. So Mondays, a lot of these businesses are closed. Because we wanted to try to get some donuts at what is it called? Sedonuts. It's a place called Sedonuts. Cute, right? We hear their donuts are fire. They make their donuts fresh daily and shit, and they run out, so you have to go early. I think I got another mosquito. These fuckers are eating me alive. Okay, I can't be out here too long. I see them too. Sorry. Yeah, they were closed today because it's Monday. So, I see you, mosquito. I swear to God, if you land on my foot, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Land. I'm gonna bite. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Do it. Got you. Got his ass. All right. Sorry, that was really satisfying because I've been getting eaten alive. Yeah. So, yeah, this place is gorgeous. Yeah. I was trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to chat with you guys about. Oh, yeah, I can give you guys like a sexy sustainability. Cue the music, producer Rick. Yeah, it was really nice. We went to this like hippy dippy grocery store, like an organic, like a healthy food store, and really, really nice. I just saw that they had a when you do the whole, like when you grab your produce, you always grab those plastic bags that you have to grab because everybody has to grab them to put them in your vegetables in there. This store had biodegradable ones, which was great because I'm like, you know what? I know they exist, but it's like annoying that like all stores don't do that, and it's all about money. I know that, but I'm just like, I saw that and I was like, oh, great! They have like the biodegradable bags here. Love it. So, yeah. I mean, this is a hippie town, so like, of course, they're gonna be like more conscious about saving the planet here. So, just a little tidbit for you. What was the place called? Whoops. This place is so small. Honestly, if you're in Sedona, it was like the biggest. It was, you know what it was like? It was like if Whole Foods and Trader Joe's had a baby. Yeah, it was called like Market Fresh, I think. Super cute place. Yeah, it was literally like if they had a baby. Oh my God, the funniest thing happened. So we were in there, and my partner had this like shirt that he got from Colorado that said Dank on it. And so we were walking around in there, and this fucking dude comes up to us, and he's high boots. He's like high as fuck. His eyes are like red. He could barely keep his eyes open. And he just comes up to like, and he didn't have a mask on. So I was like, nigga, chill. Like, keep your distance. But he was so high, he didn't even know. He had no shoes on, shoeless, literally like a hippie, super, super hippie. And he comes up to us, and he goes up to my partner, and he's like, hey, bro, hey, he couldn't even get it out. He was so high. Hey, you got that. And he puts his finger, to his mouth like he's smoking a joint. And literally, like, me and Ricky were like, nah, nigga, we were about to ask you if you knew somebody that had it. It was hilarious because, like, he assumed that, like, my partner, like, smoked and, like, he had, bud. And we can't, obviously, because we don't have an Arizona medical card here. So we were like, no, bro, we don't have any. We were going to ask you if you had weed because you're clearly high as shit. Why are you asking us for the ganja when you're, like, high as fuck already? But honestly, he didn't seem like he was high on just weed. That nigga was like on shrooms or something, because that motherfucker was high as shit. He was high as giraffe pussy. Like, I mean, that motherfucker, his eyes were barely open and he barely could talk. It was so funny. So after that, we just like walked away, and we were just cracking up because we were like, that's so funny that he walks up to you. And my partner is like, yeah, that happens to me all the time. Like, people just walk up to me and ask me for weed because they just know I'm a pothead. So it was funny. And then when we walk out, this place was such a fucking hippie place. We walk out of the place, and there's this like lady like wiping down the like shopping carts, and she's all like, look, a rainbow. And we're like, what? And we like look up and there's like a beautiful rainbow in the sky. We're like, oh yeah, awesome. And she's like, yeah, have a good day. I'm like, yo, this place is fucking hippie as shit. It was so funny. I was like laughing. I'm like, hippie as fuck. I love it, my people. So yeah, it was funny. It was cute. I don't even think she had shoes on, honestly. It was that place. Yeah, it was cute. It was cute. But what else happened while we've been here? Honestly, it feels like I've been here for a fucking month, and I swear to God, we've only been here. This is the second day. It's crazy. I miss my cat. I miss my cat so much. Oh my God, my little Georgie pants. If you guys follow me on Instagram or like social media, you'll see that I'm obsessed with my cat. We got a kitten during quarantine, and we're new cat parents. So, oh my God, and my cat, Georgie has this like he has a stuffed animal that he like carries around, and he's like a dog. Honestly, my cat's like a dog. He carries around his little squirrel everywhere he goes. It's a little squirrely, and he'll carry it, pick it up with his mouth, and he'll walk around, and then he'll start to like lick it and kill it and bite it and shit, kick it with his feet. And he puts it in people's bags. Like, we've had people come over, and like my sister's come over, and she's like had a bag on the floor, and then she'll grab her bag, and and Squirrely will be in there. So he like hides the squirrel in places. So, when we were packing, Georgie came and like was, of course, because cats love bags and they love, suitcases and shit. They love boxes. So he jumped in my partner's suitcase, and he had a squirrel, and then he left the squirrel in the fucking bag. In the suitcase, and like my partner was like, make sure we don't fucking take Squirrely with us, because Georgie keeps hiding him in my bag. And sure enough, what did we find when we fucking started unpacking in our first day? Georgie put Squirrely in my partner's bag. He opened the bag, and Squirrely was in there. And I was like, we were so sad. We started like getting upset. We were like, Georgie doesn't have Squirrely. What is he going to do? He doesn't have us. He doesn't have Squirrely. Oh my God. But my mom and like my little brother were watching him. So I was like, oh my God. But we were so torn apart, because we were like, oh my God, he's going to miss his squirrel so much. So yeah, we're obsessed with our cat. So cat parents. I miss my Georgie pants, but he's getting big and he's being a little brat. He's like a teenager now. So he like won't let me hold him without crying and stuff. So I'm like, whatever. You'll miss me when I'm on. So whatever. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that like super, super like dope besides the fucking wild boar that we like almost got eaten by. That happened. Your girl's getting tan. I'm like itchy and like brown. I'm like black as fuck. What else? Honestly, I think I told y'all the highlights of it so far. I mean, like I said, this is our second day. We still have another couple days, and we're going to go to, yeah, I'm really excited about the Wave, because that place has been on my fucking bucket list for a long time. And when the receptionist recommended it, besides, because like, I was supposed to go to Antelope Canyon, she's like, have you ever heard of the Wave? You can go there instead. That's open. And so I looked it up. I was like, oh my fucking God. Like, I love this. Like, I've been wanting to go here. So we were excited. So yeah, that's it. I mean, like, I don't really have anything else to talk about. I was gonna say, oh yeah, I mean, my meditation, my meditate, masturbate, medicate segment could have been talking about the vortexes, because that's all about meditation. And I just thought that was so fucking cool, like, that these places exist, that they have like high energy frequency places in the world, and they like, you feel it, guys. I mean, like, if you're not into that hippie shit, I'm sorry, but you're missing the fuck out. Because when we were up there and we just like took in the scenery, we're just like, oh, it's just like, oh, you know what? I did want to talk about something. Can't believe it took me forever to remember. You guys, rest in motherfucking peace to the king, Chadwick Boseman. I literally was packing when my friend Jeremy texted me. It's like, and texted me like, T'Challa died. And I was like, wait, what? He sent me the like, link. And I was like, and then it said ABC News. So I was like, fuck, this actually happened. And I remembered, like, he was on Jesus and Mero, I'm obsessed with Jesus and Mero, by the way. Jesus and Mero, the Bodega Boys podcast, the best. But Jesus and Mero on Showtime, amazing. If you don't watch them, do it. But he was on their show, like, I don't know, maybe the first season, I think. And he looked so skinny. And I was like, I'm like, wow, he's so thin. Like, and like, obviously, with Black Panther, and he was like pretty, swole, And I was like, why is he so thin, And then so I just chalked it up to him, being, thinning out for a role. Because, obviously he's an actor. So, and he's been continuously working. Like, he's been working. That motherfucker has not rested this whole time. So he was diagnosed with colon cancer 4 years ago. And the Black Panther came out in 2016. So that was 4 years ago. So that means that, 26. It was, was it 2016? Yeah, I think it was 2016. That's when it came out, I believe. I think that's what we were saying. Or was it 2018? Fuck, whatever. I know, but basically though, it basically means though that like when he was like possibly like shooting the film, he like knew already. So like he was just like working constantly. I mean, and if you guys don't know and you don't realize, being on set, like working as an actor, like their work, like it's work. It's hard, like you're on set for like 15 hours plus, it's exhausting. So then the fact that he was like getting chemo and he was having surgeries while he was filming still, I'm like, this motherfucker is a fucking G. He was so strong. So strong. So like when I heard the news of that he passed, I was like so torn up. I got emotional. I started crying. I really did. Because, Black Panther, I know for people that don't think that wasn't a big deal for Black people, it really was. We're not it's important to see yourself, to be represented on the big screen. Like it's so important to young kids, to have representation of themselves, to feel confident, to feel loved, to feel wanted. Like, and it's like, he was our fucking like first black major superhero, like on the big screen, like Marvel movies, like that was so huge. Like, the young black boys, we see little white boys pretending to be Black Panther. Like, what? It's crazy, like it's unheard of, like it's never happened, and he was that, and not only was he that, but he like played Jackie Robinson, which was the first black man in the Major League Baseball. He played James Brown too? Fuck, he was in some fucking major, like iconic black movies. And, he was a Howard University graduate. And, he just like paid homage to his to his like university's alma mater. And then, he would do like volunteer work, and he would go to like cancer hospitals and like do like, one-on-one like volunteer work with them. And like it's this whole time, there's photos of him like visiting cancer patients in the hospital, and it's like this whole time like he had cancer too, and he was just like, like doing this like because he knew, like he was just like, there's nothing different between me and this child that's in this bed, like this is like the least I can do. It's just like, fuck, I don't want to speak for him obviously, but the fact that, the public mainly, like obviously his close family and friends knew and all that, but he chose to do it privately. He chose to, to go through cancer, and just chose to keep it within his close circle. And let's just shout out to his team. Like, this shit was not publicly known. It was, I would say it was quiet, like his team respected this man so much that like, it wasn't in the TMZ news and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? It was so like we didn't know, so like it's always like really astounding to me when people with like such a high, when there's people that are in like, public eye, like, actors and singers and things like that, are able to keep things so quiet because they can't do things, but they can't even take a shit without it being on TMZ. You know what I mean? Like the fact that like Beyonce came out with Lemonade, And like literally, like her whole team was silent about it. Like we didn't know. That was like a fuck. Like that was amazing. Like her team is amazing, you know. And it just shows the amount of respect they have for her. So I felt that for Chadwick. Like I felt that his team was like they loved and respected the fuck out of him. So if he wanted to keep it private, they respected that. They didn't tell a soul. And I think that's so dope. Like it's very special to have that team with you, to have that team behind you. Because not many of us do. Honestly, it's hard. It's hard to find loyal people. Because people are assholes. And people are greedy and money hungry and power hungry. And, you know, they want their clout. They want to be on... Everybody wants to be an Instagram model. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants these follows. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody wants money, representation. They want to be, you know, everybody wants to be that bitch, that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the end of the day, it's like, fuck. If you have people that really fuck with you, really respect you, really love you, that's what living is about. That's what, like, you're rich then. I feel like you're wealthy. Like how many of these motherfucking rich ass motherfuckers are out here and don't have nobody paying for pussy? You know what I'm saying? Paying for love, paying for, you know, affection. Because, like, yeah, you got all this money, but you ain't got nobody. Because you ain't shit. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say that, you know, I don't, you know, Jeff Bezos, the motherfucker's worth $200 billion. And what, didn't he just get divorced with his wife? Fucking piece of shit. I'm sorry. I can't stand him. Like, you guys, please don't try to, please try not to patronize Amazon if you can. I understand that, you know, during this time, especially, you know, Amazon was really the only thing that was like up and popping for a while when the grocery stores were, you know, still kind of like, I don't want to leave the house. But if you can, like, support a company from their actual direct website or some other, you know, small business, local artisans, shop on Etsy, go on eBay, like, try to support people like me and you. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck Jeff Bezos. Fuck his ass. That nigga is rich as fuck. You know what I'm saying? How many protests are happening with Amazon workers all around the world because they're getting mistreated or they don't have the right, they don't have, like, their pay is shit, they don't have the fucking, you know, proper insurance, and just trash. You know, it's like, you're how much more money do you need? $200 billion? Fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want that shit. I don't want that money. What the fuck am I going to do with $200 billion? What the fuck am I going to do with $200 billion? Like, I could go around, I could see every country in the world thousands of times and still not spend, like, half of that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a lot of fucking money. You know? Like, do better. Like, give back. Be a good person, you know? Like, like, life is short, you know? Like, and, like, just seeing that with, like, you know, Chadwick, like, I was like, he was 43, you know? Like, my partner, that's like, you know, my partner's not far from that. Like, I was, like, so, like, relating to, I was like, fuck, like, colon cancer, like, that can happen, like, that shit can happen to anyone. Cancer is fucking scary. I'm so scared of cancer. And it's like, you can, like, do all the right things, eat the right shit, like, eat the right food, and, like, exercise, and, you know, and it's like, still, that doesn't say, like, that could just be, like, you could just be pre-exposed, like, your body could just, like, be, like, what is the word? Like, they could just, like, form cells. Like, your body could just form, like, cells really easily. And then, like, obviously, if you're, like, my friend has this condition, I forgot the name of it, but where her body just, like, is, like, always forming cells and forming, like, these benign cysts or these lumps in her body, like, all over. And, like, basically, like, obviously, the more your body produces all these cells, the more chances some of these lumps are going to be cancerous, you know? And so, like, what the fuck are you going to do? Like, that's something that you're just born with, you know? Like I mean, I truly believe that, like, the food in America is poison, you know? Like, poison. Like, when I lived overseas, like, just really saw the difference when I lived overseas. Like, I had to, like, detox myself. Like, when I moved to Australia, like, I literally, like, had a period where, like, the food in Australia tasted like shit to me because everything in America is, like, on 10. Like, everything's full of, like, chemicals, and our taste buds are just, like, on crack, right? So I went to Australia and I'm like eating the food there. I'm like, this shit whack, this shit bland as shit. Australians don't know how to eat good food, you know what I'm saying? And then I was living there for a year, and then like as I was living there, like I realized like my taste buds, obviously my body got acclimated to eating real food, you know, and then I was just like, fuck, like, no, the food in America is poison. That's what's killing us. That's what's giving us cancer. That's what's giving us everything. Like, it's our fucking food, yo. And the sad thing is, like, you can try your best. Like, I mean, obviously going organic is the best way to go, but like, even like, there's even like the fucking, like, there's like these specific labels you need now to like make sure you're labeling organic, but like companies have like gotten smart now, and they're able to label their items and their food like products like in a way where you think you're buying organic, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to be very like careful and read the ingredients. If there's like 8,000 things in the ingredients, that shit ain't organic. Why the fuck is there 8,000 things in like a, you know, in this like bowl of cereal? Or whatever you're eating, you know? There should be a short list of ingredients, and they need to be something you can read, you know? Food, like sugar, nuts, not oxypidone, I don't know, what the fuck, like fluorescein and all everything that, all fructose and all this extra shit, like all the shit you can't pronounce, don't eat that shit, you know what I'm saying? For the most, if you can, I mean. I'm fully saying this, but your girl loves Popeyes, so call me a hypocrite. You know, I am, whatever. But, you know, Popeyes is poison, I know, but it tastes so fucking good. Like, literally, you'll drive by like Popeyes and smell it, and you're like, oh, Popeyes. And then your body goes into this frenzy, and then you, like, want it so bad. Oh, my God. And then you'll be in that fucking line waiting for that fucking chicken sandwich. Oh, my God. Oh, the ghetto. Anyways. But, yeah. Our food is poison. We're all gonna die. No, I'm just kidding. It's super dark. No, it's real. It's real shit though. It is real shit. So like, I don't know, like, do your best, people. Do your best. You know, live your best life. You know, but for the most part, if you can try to eat organic and take care of yourself, get 30 minutes of exercise every day if you can. Which I get it. Some of y'all have babies and full-time jobs and, you know, older family members you're taking care of. So you're like, bitch, it's not as easy as you think, you know, to say that, you know? So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm just, you know, rambling at this point, but I just wanted to do a little something for y'all. I just thought it'd be really fun to just do like a little podcast, a little bonus episode out here in Sedona, Arizona, to shoot the shit, talk to my people. Thank you so much for everyone that listens and subscribes and, you know, comments. I really appreciate it. If you guys can keep doing that, mostly on Apple Podcasts. I don't really see a comment or a rating on like Spotify and like Google Podcasts and things like that, or what, Stitcher. But Apple Podcasts is like and Spotify are like the big mamas. So like definitely download, listen to my episodes on there. On Apple Podcasts, rate and subscribe and comment, please. That always helps me to be seen by people with money. That'd be great. So yeah, I'm gonna leave y'all with a little bit of a quote that I just figured out on my phone right now. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little quote for you guys. Quote of the day. And I just chose this right now, fresh out of my ass. Passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. And that's by the doll, Oprah Winfrey. Oh, look at me, Oprah Winfrey. Oh, let me not disrespect her name. Oprah motherfucking Winfrey. Okay? A little quote from her. So yeah, I have no idea how long I've been talking. My partner is not in, he ditched me and just left me to podcast on my own. So I hope I haven't been talking too long. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Let me know if you guys did or not. Again, rate, subscribe, find me on Instagram. Everything is Kimbology Podcasts. I even have a TikTok, but I don't get that shit. Do y'all know what TikTok is? Do y'all know how to do TikTok? I feel like so old. I feel like it's like only young kids know how to do it, and they're like professionals at it. I'm just like, what the fuck do I do? So like, all I just been posting is Georgie. I'm like, here's my cat. Here, you like that? Like it? I don't know. Comment. follow me, you know? I mean, he's cute enough where people will follow him because he is adorable, but yeah, I don't understand it. But anyways, I have a TikTok, whatever, Kimbology podcast, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that shit. All that. I'm excited to have more guests on my show. I want to talk about lots of fun things, laugh, and just, form this community, form this, ecosystem, I want to learn from y'all, and I want to make you smile and make you laugh, and I want to make y'all love me. Love me. Love me. I'm just kidding. I don't care. If you don't like me, I don't give a fuck. Whatever. You can hate listen too. I'm sure some of y'all hate me and you're hate listening. Shout out to y'all. That's it. I'll let y'all go. And again, thank you again for joining me for another installment of Kimbology. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye. Kimbo Out.
Brought to you by the Rick Dog Network. Shoot the damn dog.